All right, folks, welcome back to Politically Homeless. I'm Dave, feeling more and more politically homeless every single day, especially after doing that last video I did. Comments will remain off, at least on that video. I'm not sure if I'm going to allow any comments. Not only do I get the vitriol, but then I get the personal attacks and these people coming along saying things about the fact that, you know, I have a Patreon and I ask people if they want to donate. Oh, no, nobody does that on YouTube, right? Nobody does that. Nobody has a Patreon. Nobody has an account where they say, hey, since I'm not making any money, I'd like $1 a month. And of course, I suck so badly that, you know, why would anyone want to do that? So I appreciate those people. This one person in particular, whose initials are RT. Hey, I see you. I know you're probably really happy that you got my attention, but I really don't care at this point. You know what? You know what, people? You know, if like I used to say, if you can do a channel and you can do it better than me, please, by all means, start a channel. Start talking about whatever you want to talk about. See, at least I do a channel, okay? I know that's pathetic, and yeah, I could spend less time on the couch, and I could, you know, I could get 5 jobs in addition to this one, right? Because this is kind of like a small business enterprise here. I know that's hard for people to understand. You know, it's not as grueling as factory work, but yeah, I spent, I don't know, about 45 years of my life doing stuff like that. So whatever, dude or dudette or whoever. So anyway, I wanted to talk after that great intro that many people probably didn't understand. I wanted to talk about this latest COVID in coffee from the great Jeff Childers, talking about a study that the government just put out. And what are they studying? Well, they're studying Pfizer and Moderna and Novavax. And these are wonderful, safe, and effective products that are being used here in the United States for children 6 months old to 17 years old. First of all, the study is essentially a government publication. The FDA paid for and managed it from start to finish. It even disclosed that the U.S. Food and Drug Administration provided funding for this study and contributed as follows: led the design of the study, interpretation of the results, writing of the manuscript, decision to submit, and made contributions to the coordination of data collection and analysis of the data. Apart from the 6 scientists who directly worked for the government, several other researchers disclosed receiving Pfizer and other pharma grants. A half dozen more work for or with CVS. By the way, they made quite a bit of money from these particular safe and effective products. The conflicts are significant. They mean that this study would never have been published if the FDA didn't want it out there. In other words, there's a degree of cynicism here and healthy skepticism. But this is still fairly interesting. Now, on to the study. They looked at the medical records of over 4 million kids jabbed with the original wonderful, safe, and effective product using data they got from 3 private health insurers. Oh no, it's a third party. So the data is out there if the government wants to get it. But do they want to find the data? They looked for 15 different adverse health conditions. Now, for you folks out there who's saying, you know what, I did it, I'm fine, shut up. Okay, so they're looking for signals, all right? And this is the government, okay? This isn't some conspiracy theorist who is on the Stu Peters show every day, all right? This is actually somebody from the government probably actually trying to suppress the information. And this is in the immediate period after the wonderful, safe, and effective product was administered. They found 2 safety signals. One signal is myocarditis and pericarditis. This was within 5 days after the Pfizer safe and effective product was administered to 12 to 17-year-olds, which they already knew about. This according to Jeff Childers. And they found a brand new signal for seizures and convulsions within 3 days after the Pfizer safe and effective product was administered to 2 to 4-year-olds. And the wonderful safe and effective Moderna products, which are being administered to 2 to 5-year-olds. Wow. The study noted that kids who died during the study were not counted. I'm sorry, this is not a laughing matter. So, hey, they died, they're not part of the study. Wouldn't that be a signal, though? Death, isn't that a signal? It didn't even say how many kids died. Okay, great. To say the researchers soft-pedaled their findings would be an understatement. The authors criticized their own study every way they could have and said all it ultimately amounted to was a prompt for more intensive research, more grants. Okay? And by the way, this research will never get funded. The new seizures and convulsions signal observed in the study should be interpreted with caution and further investigated in a more robust epidemiological way. All right, sorry. A lot of butchering going on there, mostly by me, but apparently some by Big Pharma. They detected the seizure signals by comparing 2022 claims data to adjusted background rates. This is insurance lingo from both 2019 and 2020. In other words, they did an A/B comparison, and they found the adjustments were not completely clear. So who knows what kinds of statistical games may have been played. So the comparison, apparently they botched the comparison a little bit. That's what that looks like. Finally, I always check these studies for the obligatory pro safe and effective product statement as a barometer of how the rules are evolving. Curiously, in the study, neither the words safe nor effective were used anywhere to describe these wonderful products. Neither did it claim that side effects are rare. Interesting. Here is the pitifully weak claim the study made for these products. The FDA concludes that the known and potential benefits of these products outweigh the known and potential risks of these wonderful, safe, and effective products. Anyway, Jeff Childers says he could spend 3 paragraphs dissecting that limited endorsement, known and potential benefits. There are only potential benefits now. What? I thought this was a done deal. Remember when the president said, if you take these wonderful, safe, and effective products, that you won't get that horrible floating particle in your system, which could possibly lead to death, right? Anyway, potential benefits can basically mean anything they want it to mean and has no real quantifiable value. And note, they ascribe the statement to the FDA, meaning the non-FDA researchers didn't join in with the safe and effective product endorsement. Anyway, Jeff says, don't blame us. We're just telling you what the FDA said. Anyway, that is the analysis. So basically, a government study is admitting to you that everything that we've suspected is true. They've got safety signals. They don't seem to really be that concerned because they say the benefits outweigh, the risks, like heart failure and things like that. I mean, why should we worry about heart failure or convulsions or death? Why should we worry about those things when obviously the benefits outweigh the risks? So that's my video, folks. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. I know I've lost a few subscribers. I've gained a few. My theological perspective isn't going to change, unfortunately, because there are certain things I value more than the news media and the battle for truth out there, which is essentially one illusion over here and another illusion over there. And my illusion is better than your illusion. And my truth is more important than your truth. And you know what, folks? Sometimes, even though there are 2 sides to every story, sometimes one side is so persuasive that I don't want to hear anything else. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. So yeah, I'm not open-minded. I'm closed-minded. My mind has closed for the day, maybe even the week, and possibly the year. If you don't want to watch this channel, that's cool. That's fine. There are plenty of channels where a lot of grifting goes on, where there's one perspective and they stay on that perspective. All right. Now, I get a lot of crap because I shift and I move around and I'm not just all predictable and all saying the same thing all the time. This is why I get, this group of people out there that are basically saying, well, 1 minute you're over here and the other minute you're over there. Well, that's what science is all about, right? Science isn't settled. The news media, they predict and say the same things all the time. They predict what they're going to say, and then they say it, right? And I'm starting to hear this from people who are supposedly enlightened and smart, and you just don't understand, and your perspective is shallow, and how dare you, not worry about a certain group of people who have caused trouble pretty much since, the beginning of time. But I'll leave it there. I yield back the rest of my time to the trolls because I know I'm going to get trolled, and I just love the comments. I read all of them. I don't post many of them. Thanks for being here. God bless the world. And yes, God bless that country that starts with a letter I, that's in the place that's never, ever going to have peace, because that's the way things are.